I am back, and this is the final episode of the KFC Dating Simulator, so let's go. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Hungry, unpredictable. Let's see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses in on the window. The room is still silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched in the cherry tree outside. Squirrel! Yes! Yes, he does the squirrel. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom and begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Yeah. Terrence! I told you never to come back here, Terrence. I will destroy you, Terrence. Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You'd better not show your showy cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Timothy, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom, you see. But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Interrupted by verses park over the back of the room. What? Oh, I told you to save it for after class. Bzz, bzz. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off your cool kid friends Jeff and Joe, J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Beep, word. And take Jeff and Joanne with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels. And a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep, bzz. Oh no. It does not look good. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. Final competition showdown Shannock's exam. Trademark. Oh, the names. Final competition showdown Shannock's exam. Trademark. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure. So you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs. But she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. I'm not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not, well, maybe, sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it. And a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. It's not Pop or Clank, you know, if it's not Pop or Clank, or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year. So what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes a tear from her cheeks. That's nice. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants of Batman as opposed Van is supposed to Man and his eviler counterpart Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test for a recipe you've been working on, Timothy's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you. You're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven, but as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Timothy, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station picture victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually be happily share your food with anyone who is hungry. Well, the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires. But that decision gets hard to stick to well. The oven timer goes off behind you. Sure. Okay, I got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance. But you expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie from just the smell. Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Haha, no. I guess that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. Ooh, that's very nice. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you got. Step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. And decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes for their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe, or fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. We're going full anime. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Maria first injects ingredients into an itty bitty pot of broth. Best friend Blaster. Van flexes his pectorals as he chops up with a sea urchin. That's rock and roll. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality special. Shallow personality. Then Clank gets in on it. $5 pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold. We must let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? If you got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle, should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? Ooh, well, well, Sprinkles did say that there were no rules, but cheating. No. Who needs magic when we got passion? Yeah. I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've been chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. Yeah. I believe in you, Timothy. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Timothy, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here sharing who is cooking, tiny food short cook out time. actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, neither of you know that Colonel Sanders made that first ingredient up to throw you off the trail of his secret recipe. The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The water noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve, wait, what happened to Gorgo? You're not here to battle me, are you? We sport monsters are many. I think Gorko had a day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate the battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the Grimoire stash beneath your cooking station. I see that you're up to crisscross some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Yeah. You guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, he tossed a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Oh. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Give up and drop out of culinary school. Some extra deep down within yourself. I can do this, I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure, my hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for. Yes, Timothy, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back up. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady. My taste buds preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything, except turn back time. Which will be super useful because while you were powering up your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven, it can't be served. But don't worry, dear Timothy. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your own feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to meet it. Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Or you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union. Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems like we're missing some students. Pop, clack. From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Hee I'm lying. It sounds like something is coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet you see Pop, hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down there! Get down from there right now! Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say, it's not the worst prank in USCAL history. But it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks. Clank, where did that pressure cooker roll off to? Wait to hear a signature word beep or other onomatopoeia. Okay, but there's none. Somehow we must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. It's been 3 days. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles and savory soup. That is very small food. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny narutomaki? I spy a float in this itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Timothy, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn earth topped with caviar. Could you skewer one of one type of urchin with spines from a second different color type of urchin. Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly what I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't look cool. Sprinkles leads him to sniff the unit, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh all around. Woof woof. Please be gentle with my Chrissy. Grrr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first. But he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch, my tongue. The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to this thing. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of the events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour. Don't discount simplicity. This is the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rose water syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by a sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school. Got toast in your ears or something, Timothy? I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. Did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating, School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard, you might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know how it if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best. But this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. Two chefs. What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. Examines it closely and eyeing it. Is that mac and cheese, fried chicken, and some kind of sauce? I don't know. Looks nice. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about it. What do you mean it looks amazing? I would totally eat this. And somewhere in the room, a literal drumroll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing. And it completely blew me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, you pass, and you pass. You get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Hey. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even the Van and Ashley are drawn back by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house! Oh, whoa. You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist who says that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. Now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He has totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more from here out. I prefer that everyone refers to me by my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to the Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found a love in her cooking. And you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the room, across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his sturdy chef's hat. A crown. Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma. So we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of a chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Oh, look, he has a little suit and a little red bow tie. Fancy. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking of it. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I do this the whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This is the time for me to devote my life to figure out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand humans are weird. Portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmate. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? Nope, no, it's not that, okay. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Timothy. I couldn't help but wonder, was our final exam team up purely an act of strategy carried out by two cunning chefs, or was it something more? I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly. And instead, I'd like to ask you a question of my own. May I have this dulcido? Colonel Sanders extends his hand to you, and you feel a surge of energy jump off the tips of his fingers. His hand, the hand of a master chef, so dedicated to the craft of fine cookery, so tender yet refined, so milky smooth, fingers like finely battered drumsticks, turned in flour soaked in buttermilk and dusted with exotic spices. But they do not reach for tongs, a knife, or even a spork. Tonight they reach for you. And though our feet may tire of dancing, I believe that this is just the beginning of our steps together. Colonel Sanders, will you not join me on the dance floor, but in the kitchen, as my co-chef and partner in both business and in life? Gasp! Could it be? Does he really say me and you together? Ever since I met you, my dream has changed. It's not enough to simply open the world's greatest chain of fried chicken restaurants. No, even then, my life would be incomplete without you by my side. So what do you say, partner? I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders. The yeah. KFC. Wait, what is the this is the title screen, right? Yeah. Well, that was utterly ridiculous. Well, it's over, so goodbye. For now, at least. Yeah.